Hi, I'm Robin Wood. I'm a woodturner and also author of a book, which I'd like to give you a preview of. This is the book. It's called The Wooden Bowl, and it's the first definitive history of the turned wooden bowl. And looking inside, the book starts with a history of the lathe, with many of the earliest pictures of lathes and earliest evidence of turning. And then it goes through the different kinds of lathes: bowl lathes, pole lathes, great wheel lathes. This is a really nice image of a very early pole lathe. And look at the tools, the different kinds of tools that are used for this sort of turning. Treadle lathes and the role that they play, and then later, this is a nice picture of a water-powered lathe, bowl turning lathe in Pakistan. More industrial turning in the 19th century, and so on. And then we have a look at the raw material for wood turning, go through all the different timbers and how it's converted, how it was done historically and how I do it today. Again, looking at all these images are images of early bowls. This is a medieval bowl from an excavation in London. And then, after going through the timbers, then we start going through chronologically through the history of turning. So we start here, beginnings, Iron Age and Roman. Starting with the very earliest evidence of turning. This is the earliest evidence of turning that I've found. It's actually stone rather than wood, and that's for a small stone button from about 2000 BC, so pretty early. The earliest evidence of wood turning, a disc from Lochtay in Scotland, 600 BC. Nice Bronze Age bowl. This is a not turned, but a Bronze Age bowl from Heathrow in London. And then all the sort of pictures of the earliest turned work in Roman. Then we go into Saxon and Viking. These are lovely vessels from the Sutton Hoo ship burial. Often these early vessels had silver rims. They were highly prized. People think of woodware as being peasant stuff, but it went right to the top of the social ladder in Viking times. These are all photos of the Viking woodware from Coppergate in York. So turning in this period was the standard form of eating vessel. There was no pottery used for tableware during the Viking and Medieval period. A lot of turners don't realise how important their craft used to be in the past. Here's the Bayeux tapestry, all woodware, no ceramic on the table there. Going through medieval here, all these, lots of different medieval bowls. I love this one here. This is a little bowl from London. And you can see this this spiral mark here is where the bowl spun out of the lathe. The tailstock came loose and that bowl spun out of the lathe 500 years ago, but still going, still there for us to see. Early illustrations of lathes, bowls in use, branded bowls. Lots of documentary evidence, all the pictures and all the documentary evidence that I've been able to find about the history of turning. So you really can understand the role that the turner played in medieval society, how important that was. And then this chapter is on mazers. That's these silver rimmed drinking bowls. This one here is the bowl Pepys recorded drinking from this bowl in 1660, and it still exists. It's in the British Museum. A lot of these bowls are from the Canterbury Museum and others from the British Museum. I spent 10 years going around the various museums looking at all these bowls and photographing them, so it's really a labour of love. This is a chapter on Tudor Bowls and particularly the Mary Rose, which Henry VIII's flagship, which there was a fantastic collection of turned woodware from the Mary Rose and a contemporary illustration of a monk. This shows again a wooden drinking bowl used as a drinking vessel, because at that time then pottery was used for jugs but not for bowls and plates. And here we are, lots of bowls. Another nice early illustration of a turner making. These are the canisters from the barber surgeon's chest, and a turner making them. This is just bonkers, this pepper mill. Who would have thought that something like that would have been turned in 1545? And that's a picture of it all disassembled there. I've made copies of those, they're amazing things. And then this looks at the end of bowl turning, the period when, through the 18th and 19th century, when bowl turning went into decline, and turners had to find something else to do. So that's when we first find a lot of turned parts in furniture. Nice old dairy bowls. And then the last bowl turners. This is a guy, Ion Constantin, who I went to see in Romania in 1997. Fantastic to see this old boy he was still making bowls on a pole lathe then. And then there's lots of records of early 20th century turners. I love these guys. This is Jack Jordan, who worked in Shropshire. Pictures of their tools. And this is George Lely, who was my original inspiration. He was always known as the last bowl turner. He died in 1958, but his lathe and his tools went to the Museum of English Rural Life. These are some of his bowls here, and some more. And then the last chapter of the book shows how I do my turning today. This is me at the lathe, and the tools shows how they work, and I go through step by step the stages of turning and carving a porringer. It's not really a how-to book, it just shows the sort of basic steps that I go through. So I hope that you'll like the idea of having a copy of that, and you can buy it direct from me from my website, which is or email robin@robin-wood.co.uk, or the website is www.robin-wood.co.uk. Thanks.